Hello, everyone. This is Business Intelligent Leadership, and we will be studying Best Buy's successful business turnaround strategy. First of all, in the executive summary, we can have an overview of the financial health of the company as well as its stock performance. Best Buy is a company that focuses on consumer and electronics, and by year 2018, it made a great move to face bankruptcy and get out of it. Throughout several initiatives and strategies that we'll be discussing forward. Currently, Best Buy's e-commerce sales share is of 43% out of its total sales. And this is principally due because since 2012, consumer behavior began to turn and shape into online shopping. Currently, in the fiscal year of 2021, Best Buy is valued in $47.3 billion, while it is number 14 as in sales in the retail industry in the United States. And it's also number 51 as of retail stores. And the same way, Best Buy currently holds a 2.2% share of the total e-commerce sales, retail e-commerce sales in the United States, and an average consumer satisfaction index of 77. Continuing with their financials, Best Buy had a 2021 operating income of 2.4 billion, while at the same time it had a sales revenue of 43.4 billion. What this means is that Walmart made a 5.5% net margin, or 5 cents out of every dollar of revenue. As we can see here in this first graph, the comparable sales growth of Best Buy's overall and online through 2018 and 2021, you can see that the sales growth has been steady throughout 2018 and 2019 with a drop in 2020 to 2.3% and an increase again in 9.2%. Especially in these 2 years, we can see that in 2020, the pandemic and also the restrictions that the government imposed made the shift of online sales towards, the retail sales to online sales. This also shaped in 2021, where online sales boosted, but at the same time, people with restrictions easing up throughout the country in the United States, it made also people go back to the stores and make purchases at the same time. Regarding the financial challenges, as we see it in the previous slide, is that revenues continue to increase in Walmart, but at the same time, net profit margins are not increasing or are remaining the same. And this is due to a management of the balance sheet, where operating expenses are the main reason why net profit is being reduced overall when all of the income statement and the balance sheet are calculated. This means that Walmart must reduce its costs, and for that, another obstacle rises, and is the following, which is that physical stores in 2008 were of 923 in the United States, while in 2020 there were only 977 stores. This also means a 5.5% increase, but only in the last 12 years, which is a great gap of time where physical stores have not been implemented. So at the same time, Amazon, which is the retail leader, but on e-commerce sales, has a share of e-commerce sales that it's almost 40 to 45% of all the total e-commerce sales in the United States. However, when we see the leading 100 retailers in the United States, when considering both online and in-store sales, we have Walmart as the leader here with $430 billion of sales, followed by Amazon with $187 billion. And here we can see at the last of this category, Best Buy with only just $43 billion in revenues. As to more challenges, we know and now that it is important for Best Buy to increase its profit margin from its revenues. For that, Best Buy needs to have a better management of the return on investment capital and also improve customer experience while attracting transformational leaders that in turn will be able to create a shared vision as to the objectives of Walmart and its projections to a long-term growth and gaining share of the e-commerce sales on the retail industry. As we can see in this graph, In comparison to Best Buy peer group average, its invested capital returns have been increasing throughout the last 4 fiscal years. This is until 2018. But we can see that it is well above the peer group average of invested capital turns. This means that Best Buy has efficiently been able to reduce costs of not reduce cost of its investments, reduce debt, and at the same time increase cash on hand that they have, particularly for any contingency or any other new capex investments that should come in the future, and we will be discussing up next. As to the obstacles, we know that that Best Buy has approximately no more than 1,000 stores in total in USA, which means that if we compare to Walmart, which is the biggest retailer in the United States, it has 4,700 stores. And at the same time, this means that Walmart has been able to leverage its massive physical presence with its e-commerce channel by allowing the physical stores to act as fulfillment centers and inventory that ships to people that have made online shipments without it having to go through without a supplier going to the distribution center and a Walmart truck taking the merchandise from the distribution center to the store where then it will be shipped. So now times are reduced in shipments, as well as the inventory and the catalog has been expanded due to this reason. This is why it is recommended that to overcome this obstacle, Best Buy should use to the advantage its physical presence, but considering that it has a limited number of stores, it should be able to increase it in the upcoming years so that online sales can be driven and operating expenses reduced, as most of the work is done by the same customer when purchasing online, and they can even go and pick up at the store the merchandise, or they can receive it at home. In this graph, we see that Best Buy has been managing to increase its NOPAT, or net operating profit after taxes. Just like the previous graph of invested capital returns, we see that the NOPAT has been increasing in the upcoming years until 2008, while the peers have been reducing its NOPAT, and this may be due to the balance sheet management that high directives have been making in order to better reduce operating expenses and increase net margin. However, as this net operating decreases, this may signal some capex activities from its peers, which also in turn means that Walmart in the upcoming years of 2019 to 2021 should continue to do more investments on the mentioned issues, such as the physical infrastructure. Continuing how to overcome these obstacles and how to improve its distribution network, we also understand that that Best Buy is not only able to increase its physical store size, and that will be the sole solution to its problem of increasing its net margin, but it also has to consider an ecosystem that revolves around it, where the CEO of Best Buy should consider a zero-sum game and more of a win-win partnership with Amazon, or even an acquisition of Amazon that is in talks, but nothing has been certain by now. But it's either a partnership or an acquisition by Amazon, which can not only drive up the market cap of Amazon and increase value to its shareholders, but at the same time, it will return in a better performance for the overall both companies in general. So by increasing physical store presence, Best Buy can now use them, just like Walmart plans to use their stores as inventory and fulfillment centers, where products are being ordered and shipped directly to customers, or they can be picked up directly at the stores. This streamlines the supply chain of Best Buy and reduces these steps that were mentioned that included distribution centers. Why we are mentioning also the partnership with Amazon, it is because, as we can see in this pie chart, this is the general categories that are sold in Best Buy, and this is the share. So as we can see, consumer electronics and mobile and computing are almost 76% of the total category sales of what Best Buy offers. This means that Amazon, which is also one of the, not, it also sells a lot of technology products and consumer electronics. They can partner up with Amazon and they can sell through Amazon's marketplace too. And they can also implement on the technology that Best Buy sells, such as televisions. They can implement the operating system of Amazon on Best Buy TVs. This also means that we are, as we mentioned, integrating an ecosystem where the televisions of Best Buy can function well with other technological gadgets of Amazon, such as Alexas or any other speakers, and make up to and continue to explore to this smart house industry, which is going to be very profitable according to many forecasts in the upcoming years, in the upcoming years, in the middle and in the long term. So as these technical and these technical initiatives from the financial and the logistic perspectives are proposed, it is also important to consider the leadership aspects of Best Buy. And for this, in order to have small wins and do incremental steps towards the overall goal, it is recommended that the leaders of Best Buy should break down these big problems into smaller ones, as it was first managing the balance sheet, then turning up into the logistics, increasing physical stores, enhancing the fulfillment centers and the distribution network, partnering with Amazon, and then also gain outside and moreover and principally study the peers within industries such as we have mentioned Walmart, we have mentioned Amazon, and it is important to always do what are their next moves, what will they do, and with that create a shared vision to the transformational leaders that will come from outside. When creating this shared vision and transmitting this purpose and passion towards the ultimate objective of Best Buy, then transformational leaders can also transmit these to their teams and give an identity and sense to the tasks that they will perform. Without forgetting also that innovation is part of the team and it does not necessarily come from masterminds and leaders that are hired from outside, but instead is how leaders are able to manage their team and drive them enough to be successful towards the achievement of their goals. With this said, it is important for transformational leaders to animate the vision and give voice to the team, especially if they are new hires. They need to be able to listen to the team, to understand what are their pains, what are their issues, what are their obstacles, their challenges, what are the things that they have at hand, and what else do they need, so that the transformational leaders can take all of that feedback and input and guide them through the adversity and of these challenging times, and be also create an environment where the teammates can fail and be able to recognize as failure as experiences, so they can later on seize the initiative to achieve these goals of enhancing the net profit margin through logistics, through balance sheet management, through partnerships, and through watching out what are some external threats, some external opportunities, and moreover have the resilience to go through these tough times and finish the tasks that have been started. I hope this has been a very interesting and insightful presentation about Best Buy, and it has given you good recommendations about logistics, financial performance, and leadership strategies to implement when facing such complex scenarios and challenging initiatives. Thank you very much.